managed to get a few Swahili words?
Kidogo. Yeah. Nah, it's such a beautiful language. I've committed to studying it, but yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been in the country?
I've been here just over 2 years now. Yeah, we opened the office November 29th, 2023. So I actually got here January, first week of January 2024. So it's been 2 years and a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was coming to Kenya from South Africa since 2009.
You've been within the continent for a while.
Yeah. Like basketball as well.
Yes.
Sprite programs, Zuku League, stuff like that. So I've loved your country for a long time.
Oh, fantastic!
Favorite food? Some ugali?
Of course.
You have to try ugali. Yes, it's everybody's favorite food. It's the main food for Kenya, of course. Yes, and of course, guys, you can keep us company. If you have any questions for Michael Finley as well, it's All Matters Basketball today. So guys, you can WhatsApp us on 0733 222 105. You can call us in as well on 0748 999 111, and we will be live on Facebook. So that is SportyFM KE on Facebook. So you can go there and watch the interview, as well as YouTube as well. That is SportyFM Kenya on YouTube. So we'll keep tabs there, ask questions there. We'll pick some of your questions and of course relay them to Michael Finley. And Michael, there's only one place to begin.
Talk to me.
It's only one place to begin. And
with Big Mama.
We have to talk about our own.
Big Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Big Mama.
That is 6'6" Medina Okot. Making her going to the WNBA, 13th overall pick, first Kenyan to be picked in the first round.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my goodness. And currently, yesterday, we saw her on TikTok. We've seen her on Instagram telling us, Kenyans, I'm very okay. They're feeding me.
Because
Kenyans were following her story, or like, feed our girl. She needs to be eating ugali. She's playing well. She's safe. And she said she's very, very safe. How did that journey begin? How did you meet Medina?
So giving credit, look, got a gentleman, Philip Onyango, down in Mombasa, identified her. She's from Mumias, but he identified her playing volleyball, and then he worked her out. And then I met her originally in Cairo in 2022. And I was lobbying at that time to come to Kenya to get the NBA to open an office here and to come and help, get it off the ground. And I meet Medina, and we watched. She featured in the camp. She was highlighted in the camp, and then she was unique, right? So that's when I originally met her. And then I know she went to the Nike Hoop Summit. And that was the last I heard. And so when I got to Kenya in 2024, I got here in January, and then someone came to me in August. Matter of fact, they came to me on August 19th. And August 19th. And they said, hey, Medina, she's had some problem. Like, she's not been able to get a visa, and she's got 8 days before she loses her scholarship to Mississippi State. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Medina, I know she's long been gone. Like, that was in my mind, because these, and so because I had seen her, and because I said then, I was like, I haven't seen a woman, African woman, in my 30 years in Africa. I haven't seen a woman like this.
So good.
So natural. So natural. And she happened to be 6'6", and she was not skinny. She had a basketball, what we call basketball body. And so I was like, no, she's gone. They're like, no, she's never left. I'm like, what are you talking about? How could she, what do you mean? And then they told me hadn't been able to get a visa. So, it was one of those things where I literally called everybody I could to say, look, it's funny, I say this now, but I didn't do NBA work for a few days, because I was like, this is not right. This is not right. And so fortunately, I was able to speak to some people at the embassy to say, hey, you just take a look at this. And if there's anything she's done, fine. But I can't imagine. And sure enough, it turns out when she went to the Hoop Summit, she stayed a few extra days. Didn't stay over her visa, but stayed over let's say I'm supposed to fly on the 21st, and I decide I fly on the 26th. I'm still within my visa, but then the red flag went off, apparently. And so I went to them, and I said to them, I think this is a generational talent, and I think one day she'll play in the WNBA. And then they looked at me, and I'm like, I'm saying it. And of course I was at the NBA, so they listened to me.
Yeah.
And she 6 days later, August 24th, she gets her visa. August 24th happens to be what? Her
birthday.
Her birthday.
Yes.
And so she was in tears. And we celebrated, and then she said, look, I want to stay and kick it for a day or two. But and she still had, I think, 4 days left, if I'm not mistaken. So 2 days later, she took off and sent me a photo. I took her to the airport. Her team came and met her.
Yeah.
And it was like, she was like, I felt like no different than if it had been my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. So now, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy, okay?
It's surreal that it's come now.
It's amazing.
To fruition.
Yeah.
I listened to you, I think it's 9 months ago, when you were having a different interview, and you're talking about Medina. And I remember you were talking about when she was playing for the South Carolina Gamecocks, and you talked about she's going to make it to the WNBA.
To the W.
Did you see what special did you see in her that you had so much confidence, and how does that make you feel right now that she's been drafted into the WNBA?
No, look, I just maybe a lucky guess from my side, but you don't find 6'6", just usually big people at young ages are awkward, right? Like they're figuring it out, or they're lumbering, and you'll see it even with some of the WNBA players like Laura Betts. She's gifted, but she's lumbering, right?
Yeah.
And she's had to. If Medina had that structure, I think she'd be the best player in the world. So now, but you saw that in Medina.
Yeah.
The way she moved, the way she could just naturally do things that many people never figure out, and then you're like, whoa! And she happens to be 6'6".
Yes.
So that was that. But I just, I like watching her on that stage. And watching her come to the podium, and and watching her now, because here's the thing, when I met her, I was going around and I was saying to people, guys, she's beautiful, like she's majestically beautiful, and you couldn't see it because she, I've seen this with people from rural areas a lot of times. They grew up big and they were teased, so they literally kind of curl themselves. They want to appear smaller, right? And now look at her. She's
the confidence, by the way, the difference between 2024 interview she did and now,
night and day. And now she's amongst beautiful Amazon women, and now she realizes how beautiful she is. And not only that, like she's exceptionally beautiful. If you look at her, right? And so I'm just like, I could never imagine this. But I'm like, man, I'm just so happy for her and her family. And I was saying this the other day, when it comes to fandom, Kenyans, y'all crazy.
we love our very own. If it's football, we follow them. If it's Medina now, we are all Atlanta Dream fans now. All of us.
All the comments now on the Atlanta Dream page are Kenyans.
You have to put
amazing.
the Kenyan flag there. Follow her. Make sure she's eating. Make sure she's okay. Everybody's waiting for that debut, because of course the WNBA season is the preseason is beginning very soon. This weekend. Yes, they will be playing the first game, and we are looking forward to seeing her now. What? We now want to see her
with Angel.
With Angel Reese, yes.
Wow. Angel Reese. I saw Angel Reese is very excited about this.
She loved that draft. She loved it.
I mean, you get a 6'6", because all the attention is going to be on Angel.
Yes.
But not now. Now you got a problem on the other side, and so Medina really, because they're gonna key on Angel and try to stop her, and they're gonna have a problem because Medina. You can see it even now. I've seen a difference between the national championship, where she wasn't fully confident, right? Like you could see it. She wasn't fully confident, and understandably so. You're playing the absolute biggest stage, and 18 months ago you were playing at Z-Tech. No disrespect to Coach Obi and to the Kenyan, but you're playing in front of 25,000 people.
It's a different level.
It's a different level.
How crazy is that progression from just within a year?
Yeah.
You are drafted into you play college football, and then you're into the WNBA.
18 months.
18 months.
2 seasons.
How big a deal is that?
I'll give you context.
Yes.
I'll give you context. First of all, as African basketball goes, and Africans from the soil, it's never been done. The last African player, to leave the continent, and to anybody that challenged me on this, I would love to know if there's different, because I don't think there is. The last African to leave this continent, like playing here one day, land in America, and go straight into the NCAA, men or women, the last one to dominate. Any idea who it was? Exactly. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, and that is
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
He came and he was similar to Medina. He picked up the game really late.
Yeah.
And but he was in the States for 15 minutes and he was already like dominating. Medina dominated last year.
Yeah.
This at South Carolina. She didn't close out, because if she could go back to that stage again, I think Medina is one of the top 2, 3, and maybe number 1.
Yeah.
Honestly, like she's just coming into her own. So, and you can I was gonna say, you can see the progression from the national championship game to now.
You can see the difference
clearly.
And somebody said to me, it might be the paycheck.
And the paycheck is good though. The paycheck is really, really
paycheck.
good.
It's a decent amount of shillings.
Yes, and of course now I want us just to touch a bit of now the ceiling for her. What do you think is the ceiling for her?
I look. I don't know.
Yeah.
Medina, 6 years. You got to understand something. Angel
started playing 6 years ago.
Angel, like you name them. You go through the draft, go through every single player. They all started playing basketball at 6, 7 years old, if not earlier.
Yeah.
And so that's why everybody's like, and the things that she's doing, Medina is a stretch 5, what they call a stretch 5, which is a center that can take you all the way out to the 3-point line. And what you got to understand is once she starts shooting like 500-600 jumpers a day, which is what she's doing now.
Okay.
Well, she's going into the season. So, but when she comes out of this season, and then she has that whole off season, and she's shooting 500-600 shots a day, and she's look out, because you can't, like, a 6'6" player woman that can go out to the 3 and shoot it. She shot it at 42% in college.
Yes.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And she's not even confident with it yet.
Yeah.
But she's got it.
Yeah.
She's always, even here, even at the BWB, like everyone's like, oh, big girl can shoot the 3. But she was just, she was just so big, she can play inside in Africa and dominate. I don't ever have to go outside. But she could always shoot the 3.
Yeah.
Now she's going to start shooting hundreds a day.
Yeah.
So her ceiling, Hilda, Medina could be one of the best players in the world, I think, in the next 3 to 5.
That's a big shout.
Yeah. Wow.
I believe it. I believe it. You could look back and go, this dude's nuts. But I do. She's just got it. She's got it. She's got it.
You talked about, when you're talking about Medina, you were talking about setting up, you are lobbying to set up NBA in Kenya.
Sure.
What did you see that is really made you very convinced that Kenya is the place to be?
That's such a great question. I'll tell you why. So I come here 2009. Sprite asked me to come. And so we bring, I brought 2010, 11, that time, I brought Juwan Howard, Gary Payton, Glenn Rice, Steve Smith. I brought all these guys as part of the Sprite. Sprite was like the global partner, which they are again now for the NBA, by the way. And, and we did some really great programs. Matter of fact, one of the kids, Tyler Ongwe, from the Thunder, yes. We did a camp in Eldoret, and Tyler was the standout in that camp. So we did that. But then, things would have it, I used to own And One, right, in sub-Saharan Africa. And so I said to Sprite, let's bring the And One mixtape team. And so they agreed. And we went to Burundi, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Kenya. Yeah. But in the East African countries, I had never seen anything like it. The fanaticism was just like, it was crazy. Nyayo, it was nuts, right? You couldn't get inside, and we had 2,000 people out on the handball court. And the guy came out there and jumped over a car. And I was like, as we went around the region, I'm like, in my opinion, basketball in Africa will really take off from East Africa. And everybody said, why you say that? I said, because one, they're fanatical about it. Where they love it, they love it.
Yeah.
And what I've seen about East Africans is when they cross and compete borders, y'all are like mad people. y'all go at each other like y'all and it's a beautiful rivalry,
and
right?
Rivalry, exactly.
It's a real rivalry, is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get across the borders, right? Unlike, Angola, it's bigger. Nigeria, it's big. But they got to travel forever to get to the next opponent. So anyway, I saw that then. And came back and did some other stuff, the Zuku. And I was like, Kenya is like the perfect opportunity. And I'm going to tell you what I learned when I researched it. So because every boardroom I was going into back in those days was someone around the table said, yeah, I played ball, or I was a fan. And I was like, Moy, during the Moy era, apparently they instituted basketball in the school system. And you see it now. And then when you go to the KSSSA programs, it's 5,000 kids at the finals. And basketball, when the finals happen, is featured. And that's been happening in Kenya for like more than 15 years. Consistently. And you guys have to, I know y'all give government a hard time, but you got to shout out to them. What they do at the Ministry of Education with youth sports in this country is amazing. Now it kind of falls off at university. And that's why it doesn't get to the professional level. But I saw that back then. And what happens is when you do that in the school system, the number of fans that it creates, young people who are like, if it was more, they would give. And now you're seeing it with the Thunder. It's not a coincidence. The Thunder, they're great. They're dominating the league. But why are people going crazy? Because there's so many Kenyans that have either played or been exposed to the game in school. And if I ask both of you, was that the case?
It was the case. I used to play basketball.
I played basketball as well.
Up until my teacher told me, wait, you're too short.
Oh, that's bad.
You're too short for basketball.
I also did play. And you've brought a very good point in terms of the school games.
That's right.
Because it seems for us as a country, school games is where we get the talent. That is in basketball, in football, volleyball. That is where we get the talents. We get young players who will get into the under 17s, the under 16s, and maybe as well get into the club playing football for different clubs. I don't know what you think about that structure for us, and how can we make it better and do it better so that maybe another Medina doesn't
slip.
That's right.
That's right. Look, look, I don't have the answer, but I think certain things that can be done, right? Like, and I say this all the time as part of my motivation at the NBA is like, and you guys need to know this, in Kenya, the number of Kenyans that are working at basketball in particular, and I've seen it in rugby and all the other, but the amount of volunteers and people that are just doing it out of love and passion is second to none. So that is the key ingredient. Now it's the structure piece, because most places, they're not doing the work. And it's like, oh, why isn't it? Kenyans are doing the work on the ground, which is, like I said, 5,000 people at the finals of the school games. You've got the KBF league. You've got the street league. You've got multiple divisions within KBF. That doesn't happen anywhere else, because they're not getting paid. This doesn't happen anywhere else on this continent. And so now, how do you fix that? It's like you need structures and you need some corporate support. You just need that, because university is the next key. University needs to happen. It needs to be amplified. And then, because what you get in America, I was born in the projects. Every one of us knew from the time we were able to walk, we're like, if I play a certain sport and I can get my grades up, there's somewhere that I can possibly go to school, because there's scholarships everywhere. And mom and dad can't pay. And so you have this focus by kids of focus. But now when you get to university in America has become a multi-billion-dollar business. It is, right?
Yes, sports especially.
Yes. And so that's what I'm saying, university sport. That's sorry, thanks for that correction. So that's the next level that's needed, because you're currently on what's a European system. And I'll give you an example. My youngest son is a rugby player here. He's a prop at RVA. If he didn't have options, he would have to go play where now after he graduates in July? Where would he have to go? Clubs. Clubs. Yes. Now, when he gets to clubs, he's going to see 30-year-old men that he's going to have to go up against, and he's 18. So he's like, well, if I have options, why would I do that? So you need the university structures. You need that next layer of sport. That'll, I think, lift everything up in Kenya. That's my honest belief.
A couple of months ago, you were talking about developing the game in the school system. I'm pretty sure you're aware of the change in terms of the curriculum in Kenya. That's now to CBE, where we are trying to give students the ability, not only in terms of the academics, but even in terms of co-curricular. You've talked about the missing gap being the universities, our universities. What has the NBA, the Kenyan chapter, really done and under your leadership to spearhead?
Great question. Great question. So look, so we built this concept out called NBA Weekend that we're pushing to implement in this fiscal year. We're going to have to push it back a bit. That to me was a model to say, look, let's get a group of universities and let's put a prize up. If you get a bank who comes in, they put up some things, that accounts, blah blah blah. When you get an insurance company, they come with this. When you get FMCGs, so all of a sudden you create a cup in the country. That's where it can start, because then people will see the fanaticism in the sport. So we've got that concept built out. We are pushing to get partners to go along with us to get it off the ground, because it's not cheap. And so that to me that's been our push. Now beyond that, the only other thing I can honestly say we've done is we've taken the coaches from universities. We've created platforms for them to come and learn. We've got online coaching, etc. So we haven't tackled university because we've got all these other things to tackle. But I'm putting it out there, and I like I said, I saw it when we did the Zuka University League. If you can keep that alive for 3-4 years, university sport takes off in this country. Once again, why? Because Kenyan universities are already doing the work. They already got teams. They already got coaches on payroll. They already got administrators. They already got buses. They already got facilities. They already got land. They got everything. And they're actually investing in it. It's just not structured. It's just not commercialized. And so that to me is the most unique opportunity to change sport in this country. In the country.
Yes, and something else that I thought about when, after, of course, Medina's story. In terms that pathway, the collegiate pathway.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of Kenyan athletes explore. Apart from basketball, I've seen athletics. They have explored that. The winner of the Boston Marathon, that is Lokedi. She went through college. She went to Texas. And then that is where she started her journey of getting to marathon. She's now a 2-time Boston Marathon winner. Is it something as well as a country we can look at in terms of, can we explore that pathway as well for some of our athletes who have potential and can go out there, and because of the better, maybe let's say the better structures out there, we can make and amplify their talents.
No, it's if you want. I said this to Federation members. It's like, and they know it. It's not like I'm telling them anything. If you want to feature and win in basketball in Kenya, you do have to do that. You gotta because look, right now you guys have Grace Mbugwa, who's at Louisville. You've got Medina Okat. You've got Grace's older sister, who's at Jackson State. And then if you could get what's her name, Olivia Ododa from Connecticut, if you could get her to, she's American, right? She was born there. Her dad played on your national team. But independent of her, you've got 3 of the best women out there in Africa. And so yes, but then it's structure. It's being able to, and it's being able to say, all right, we've got this planned. When you come, here are the dates. When you come, your tickets are paid. You don't have to worry about any of the nonsense. Medina's a pro. You're not bringing her here and then, we can't pay you, and we didn't get, we messed up the hotel. The uniforms didn't arrive. It can't be that. It's got to be funded, and it's got to be structured. And then they'll come home and tell me what African women's team. Who's going to beat Medina, Grace's sister, with your guards and the talent you already have in your system? So yes, it is the way. And if you look at Nigeria, for example, the way they got to the Olympics, all of their kids, all of them grew up in the U.S. And I'm not saying you need to live in the U.S., but what Medina did, you need to go to. You've got some in the system now. But Peter Kiganya. He's a legend in Kenyan basketball. He left, went to school in the States. And so because the ecosystem is not here yet. And like I said, Medina's 1 in a million. She's 1 in a million.
There's something that I've noted, and you're talking about it. You've mentioned so many women in terms of basketball. The next frontier. Do we call them next frontier in terms of women's basketball?
Yes.
Even in Kenya. And I've noticed that you've not mentioned the men. Women, in terms of tramping over the men, in terms of selecting elite talent from Kenya, is this something that you've noticed even when you are making rounds around the country, even when you're attending the secondary school games?
So, look, I think, Kenya has the talent on both sides. I've seen it, right? What's happening, you get these things in waves.
Yeah.
You know, if you get them in waves, and who knows what creates it. Like, there's no country that has a Medina, a Grace, there's no country right now that has that. Maybe Nigeria, but they didn't do what these girls did. They left the country for a few years. And so I think it's a wave. When you get out on the ground, and remember something, the other thing is the sheer numbers of females to males. Although there are more males playing basketball, there are a lot more females population wise, and therefore you're going to get a lot of this talent that comes in these waves at times. And hopefully the next wave will be the boys, right? But a part of it, like I said, it's not like, there were all these programs and then people plucked them, and no, it happened organically, right? So if you had more deliberate programs, all of a sudden, I was telling somebody the other day, I saw a point guard out at Olympic high school. Is it Olympic? Is in?
It's in Kibra.
Kibra, right?
Yes.
So I went there to watch some competition. I see this boy. He's a point guard, and I've been trying to find him. And he was just special. He wasn't huge. He wasn't tall, but he wasn't short. He was just special. I mean, he had these natural, like a Medina, but not that big. He just had these natural things that you're like, no one's taught him that. And that's the rarity. And if you could just find 10 of those, there are hundreds of them, but if you could find 10, 15 and bring them to one place and put them under a program and fund them and structure it and make sure they play against men, your boys would be there. You've got the talent. It's just the structure that's missing. Yeah.
Yes, and of course now another program, or more or less a league that so far has been successful in the continent. I'm talking about the Basketball African League.
Yes.
It's been about now around, this is the 6th edition.
We're into the middle of the 6th season, yes.
The 6th season.
Yep.
How has the impact been so far?
I mean, it's the pinnacle of African basketball in 6 years. Every team aspires to it. You know, the expression rising tides raises all boats. If you look at the BAL, why is the Thunder here? Their focus has been the BAL from day one. Before that, they didn't exist, right? And and so that's happening in many different places. Does Dar City emerge if the BL?
Yes, the debutants, Dar City, Joburg.
That's right,
well.
right. Those teams, so it's so that is the pinnacle. It is it's amazing to, hopefully, I don't know if you've been yet to Kigali, or hopefully you get.
Not yet. It's in the bucket list.
Okay,
it is.
So to get there in Kigali and see an arena that, if you took that arena and put it any city in America, people would be like, this is it, right? It's a world-class arena. And to be there and sitting on the continent, and there's 10,000 people going nuts over a basketball game, right? It's amazing, right? And it's sort of the pinnacle. Now, it needs to, the only way that the BAL is successful, let me not say the only way, but the way that the BAL becomes super successful is the rest of the ecosystem has to, we have to get, an arena here. We have to get, the leagues here have to get, more support and more structure, and they got to grow. And a young Kenyan kid from Kibra needs to be able to say, I'm going to play for that team or that team, and I'm going to earn a solid living, right, playing. When those things happen, then, the BAL continues to grow. But right now, it is, Joburg sold out, 7,000 seat arena. Now it goes to Morocco, and then the final comes back, to Rwanda. And so, and the arenas will be packed all the way through, and it'll be, you got new teams emerging. The Rwanda team is the best team out of that division.
RSSB, the Tigers.
RSSB, who imagined that?
They're
beating.
Supposed to be there in the first place.
But Rwanda's doing the work.
One game only.
Only one game.
Lost only one game.
That's right. They're doing the work. They're doing the work, and it's starting to really show. So now we'll see who comes out of the conference in Morocco. Great teams from the north. They're powerhouses.
Yes.
So it'll be great to see. It hurts that the Thunder didn't make it.
Yeah.
But it's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah. I was actually almost asking you that in terms of Nairobi City Thunder, you have to make an assessment, because if you look at how they've been progressing,
sure.
The last time out they only had 1 win in the BAL. Now they have 2 wins.
Had 2 wins.
Are you seeing progress, or is it because we had one of our presenters was calling for them to up their game in terms of need to get into the next stages? Do you think, what more can Nairobi City Thunder do, and what went wrong for Nairobi City Thunder in the BAL, the Kalahari conference?
So I think, how do I put it? So the Thunder are in a tough situation, because in order to compete at that level, you need to be able to consistently compete at that level.
Yeah.
When you're 50 something and 0 in your local league, you have few choices, and to get better, it costs a lot more money.
Yeah.
Why? Because they need to go somewhere for an extended period of time, or go back and forth consistently to different places and play against that level of talent, that level of structure, that level of coaching. And so it's hard, you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard so you get to the end of this season and you say, okay, where do we go to get battle tested?
Competition.
Yeah, and it costs money. We got to put 12, 15 guys on a plane.
Yeah.
We got to go, you know what I mean? Because you won't get it in the surrounding countries, because it's all they're all kind of at the same level.
Yeah.
And so what Dar did is they got a former pro, who's basically their captain, and they're almost like a player coach in Hashim Thabit. And then they've got that early stage funding where they're putting a bunch of money into getting overseas talent. That model's not sustainable unless you're earning money in your local league. So what they have to do is they have to either spend a bunch more money, or they got to find a way to get competition.
Yeah.
Or they have, like I said, both options require more money typically, because you got to either buy some elite players. Or and you need to travel.
Yeah.
Because guess what's happening in Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Angola, and now Rwanda? Guess what's happening there? Week in and week out, we're playing in big arenas, thousands of people watching, and the competition is like on 10 every week. That's what they're competing against. But it takes time, and they will get there, right? They'll get there, because now when we go to the franchise model.
Now that was my next question now.
Okay, when you go to the franchise model, now all of a sudden every team has money, and every team has players, and every team is now going home and away. And now, instead of us having to just play the local competition, we're flying to Nigeria, we're playing, then we go to Joburg and we're playing, and everywhere we land, everybody wants to beat us and everybody hates us, and every arena is packed full of people. Now when I get there, okay, now what you got? I'll take anything you got. That's where we have to get to, and that's the franchise is the future.
Those are the next steps.
That is what the NBA Africa is aggressively pursuing now, to get franchises in. I think the target is 10 cities, right? And then each city, now you've got the money to travel and compete. So you guys, did you come out to the road to BAL?
Yeah.
Yes.
At Kasarani.
5,000 people.
Yes.
Fully packed.
It was
packed.
Yeah.
Now imagine if the Thunder were playing against Nigeria in that environment, and then the very next week the Thunder got Joburg coming in, and then in the middle of the week they take off and they go to Egypt.
Yes.
And now you watching them, because you're like, you see, that's where it has to get. And it's not easy. It's a tall task, but that's what the NBA is committed to creating. Yeah. When you have that now you got parity.
You also talked about, in terms of facilities, you talked about the BK Arena, which is of course an amazing event, amazing venue.
Currently.
I was thinking about, in terms of Kenya, one of the goals, I was listening to some interview of yours earlier on when you were setting up office, of course.
Okay.
You're talking about assisting in terms of setting up basketball courts
and
some of these big avenues. And you've talked about the support from the government. What do you feel in terms of, are we going to get there in terms of having such type of venues that can host such level of competition, even host BAL in Kenya? It's something the finals. You see, it's something that we are looking forward to. Is it a possibility, and how far are we from there?
Well, I think, if you saw the news a few weeks ago, Masai Ujiri, the former GM of the Raptors, he's his organization Zaria, they signed a document, a lease with President Ruto overseeing it for an arena and some other facilities in the railways area. That railway precinct, is that what it's called? That was a few weeks ago. Now, they're looking at a 10,000, I want to say, seat arena, 10 or 11. Now you can host concerts, you can do so. I mean, look, they're moving. Those things take, a couple of years. I mean, the one in Kigali, can you believe they built that one in like 6 months?
6 months.
Kagame, I remember he was President Kagame. He was in New York years ago meeting with the NBA, and when he committed. He said, "Are you definitely going to launch this league?" And the NBA said, we told him, "Yes, we're going to do it. It's happening." He said, "If you're going to do that, I'm going to build a 10,000 seater." And he said, "I'll do it in 6 months." And Americans, of course, were like, "Yeah, okay, cool." And he did it. That July, after they broke ground, I remember it was June or late June, early July, and they opened it. And so that's what's needed. And I hope it's going to happen. Masai and his group Zaria. Masai's a very serious guy. His mother's Kenyan, so he got his name, and so he's they say it's happening. So let's see. I'm praying for it for sure. Yeah.
Yes, and of course within the BAL as well, there's the BAL for Her program as well.
Yes.
For women.
Yes.
Can you just tell us more about that program and so far, how are more women applying to be part of this?
Oh my gosh, it's oversubscribed, right? I don't know if we had BAL for her here, twice, right? The last 2 years, and which has really been cool. And what you see is like, so when we did it the first year, it was like this under 20. We had an under 23, and we had an under 16, I think it was, and just to see these young women come out. And you could see for a lot of them, it's the first time that they've really had a platform. And so, you get the gear and you get the coach that flies in who's like super knowledgeable, and it's done in the NBA way. And you just see that these young women are like, just like, it's like such a huge motivating factor, right? For them. Cause they see, how it says if you can teach a child to see a person, to see the future open, like, they see themselves somewhere in the future. They put less emphasis on the here and now, and they lock in.
Focus on it.
So it's been great, and now you combine that in Kenya in particular with this new superstar that y'all have, and I can't mark these words. 5 years from now, 5 years from now, 7 for sure. The women, Kenyan women's basketball, you're gonna see. It's like when we had Venus and Serena come along. And then all of a sudden, all these little black girls are like, wait a minute.
I want to be like her. I want to be there.
I can't do it.
Exactly. So, because she's from the Mias to the world.
Oh, that's fantastic. And also maybe the lead, of course, in conjunction still with BAL for Her as well.
Yes.
The leadership conferences, of course, the career workshops as well. Because sometimes I usually say in sports, we might all be passionate about sports, but not all of us can be athletes. But we want to be in the ecosystem.
Right.
We can be marketers.
Right.
We can be lawyers, sports lawyers, sports doctors, and what have you. So just building people around the ecosystem of sports, especially women, empowering women, just to be within the sport in the different roles as well. Yes. So far, how has that been?
It's been amazing because, what's really cool about that is that NBA Africa has female leadership.
Yes.
And, so Claire Akamanzi, we've got our head of marketing, a Nigerian lady, Ope Lawal. We've got just a host of women. Our head of strategy here, based in Kenya, is Patricia Branch. So we just have all these women that are leading the organization. And then on top of that, excuse me, you know, when it's the same for anybody, but when young girls see women operating in sport at the highest level, and they, you know, they can see themselves there, whereas before it's just been male dominated. So it's really special. And once again, like with Medina, it's like, wait till you see the outcomes of it. That story will only be told years down the line. But and I've learned at the NBA does that, investing in the ecosystem like no other organization I've ever seen. You know, things that you wouldn't even think of, and they're going like, no, we're looking at the long term. You know, and I've personally learned a lot from the NBA in that space. So Hilda, you're right. You pointed out, it's like, you know, all those activities around it, and that's what's most important, because you know, you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than becoming a Medina Okai. It doesn't mean you don't go for it. But if you look at the ecosystem in the U.S. sports ecosystem, you know, you started naming them, and it goes from physio to health, doctor, you know, to marketing,
communications as well,
events, like everything. So it's important to get young women into it. And as we were saying before we came on air, you know, it's like, you know, we were talking about our moms and saying that women just get so much more done most of the time. I mean, if you look at your own household, that's usually the case. So we're gonna block that out.
I will also want to know, in terms of the projects that NBA Africa, that is the Kenyan chapter, is currently looking forward to. What's in the works right now?
Excellent. So obviously, you know, we got BAL happening, starting this weekend in Morocco and whatnot. But you know, and we want Kenyans to lock into that, because we've got networks now. You know, that it's streaming. You can see it, and then the more people see it, the more it grows. Now on the ground, as you know, we have been building courts. We've got an announcement coming up to build 2 courts. I won't say where. I'm really excited about it though, and I think that's 2 there, and there's 4 that are going to be announced very soon. The biggest thing we have going right now, which is something that I'm so super proud of, is with the French Development Bank, AFD, and the Kenya Red Cross. We've got a program where we've been running it here since I got here, a little over 2 years, and now we've extended it with the Red Cross and with AFD, and it's focused on children with disabilities. So we're getting, you know, deaf children, we're getting wheelchair basketball. So we're going to 52 schools to train coaches and train players, and to do life skills for the kids that are not the athletes, right? And so that's a huge program for us. That's our biggest thing. And if is it May 11th, we have the Africa-France Summit taking place here. And we're gonna the last Africa-France Summit was 4 years ago. I think there were 25 heads of state that showed up. And we've got a program happening at the University of Nairobi. I'll get you the details. I think it's on the 11th. And President Macron has committed, and President Ruto, I'm pretty sure is coming. And we're going to highlight this AFD program. Yes, we're going to highlight that program. And so, you know, we've signed BN. I'm jumping, but but that one I'm really proud of.
Fantastic.
That one I'm really proud
choice.
of. And we've signed BN as one of our ambassadors, not just for Kenya, but one of our BAL and sort of Africa ambassadors. Yes. So you've seen him. He was at All Star.
Yes, I've seen him around a lot.
And then he was in Joburg or in Pretoria for the BAL.
Yes.
So you know, we're doing a lot of stuff on the marketing front. And so I mean, it's good. So courts, development. We've got online coaching clinics that our basketball ops department is running, and we're going to be inviting Kenyan coaches out. So we're moving. We're moving.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, and I can't let you go without talking about the playoffs.
Talk to me. Who you got?
I don't know. OKC look good. I think they've been the most consistent so far this season. Of course, they're leading in terms of 2-0. In terms of the legs, they're ahead of the Suns. I don't know who you got, by the way. That is the Western Conference.
Yeah. So who I got coming out of? Okay, I don't have anybody I can say I think I'm putting my hand on them. Like if you put a gun to my head, I can give you a team. But I think what's so exciting about the West. So you got LeBron going against KD, but LeBron's two best players are out, and LeBron is dominating.
He's been
he's dominating
at 41.
Yes.
So that's a huge story. Okay, and let's see what happens if KD can get one game in Houston. Then we got a series. We got a series. And so that's amazing. Now for me, you know, the underdog side of me and the you know, like you say, like the one that likes things. I would
underdog
love
story.
Yeah, but I would love, you know, I want to see how far Wembanyama can go.
Yes, with this San Antonio Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs. I mean, we don't. What are we watching here?
But we talked about
it yesterday. He won the best defensive.
Yes, for the season that just ended. The season regular season.
Yeah.
And I remember when he was coming into the NBA, and I shared with him, I was a bit worried because, of course, the height. He had the height. He looked a bit lanky.
Fragile.
Yes. And I remember mentioning it to some of my friends. I think he could be a talent, yes, but I'm worried because he's a bit slanky. He needs to bulk up. But he's bulked up. He's more physical now.
Like I said, what are we watching here?
Yeah.
Like we've never seen a human being like this on the basketball court.
Yeah.
It's and he's, I mean, shooting the three, he's defending,
I mean, yes.
He's and so a lot of pundits, a lot of like NBA pundits are saying they got him going all the way because there's just no answer for him. Now the question becomes when it gets down to the grind and you have to execute over and over and over down the stretch.
Yes.
Will he do that?
Yeah.
If he does it mentally, there's no one can stop him.
Yeah.
If he's shooting the three, you can't block it.
You can.
So I'm curious to see that. And to your point, you know, the Thunder, it's going to be tough to beat them.
Yeah.
I want to see who wins the Denver-Minnesota series because my favorite player is Anthony Edwards. Yeah, because I'm from the Jordan era, and he's close. He's physically, he's got, you know, a lot of the same attributes.
Yeah, and in the Eastern now, I don't know what you think about the Eastern side now.
Look, if you put a gun to my head and I had to pick, I think I would take Boston.
The Celtics.
I think I would take Boston, but I'm not picking Boston to win, right? I'm not.
Coming out of the East.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying whoever comes out of the West is going to be the champion, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's like playoffs is so different. Cleveland's really good.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Cleveland's
the Cavaliers.
Really good. The Cavaliers are really good with James Harden and Mitchell, and so I like them. I want to see them win because they didn't go far last year. And Harden, he's had a tough time executing in the playoffs in the clutch. So hopefully he can get over that. You know, it's you know, the East is not as competitive now as the West. Right? They're not. Indiana fell out with injuries. You know, you just got that. So, and then who knows? Jason Tatum and that team, how do they gel down the stretch in the playoffs? Yeah, that's going to be the big question.
And I'm very curious. Do you think currently we sort of miss Antetokounmpo in terms of?
Thank you.
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah, thank you. It's not the East without him.
Yes.
You know, it's just it's
a
different East. There's a vacuum because he's so dominant.
Yeah.
And they haven't been good for a few years with injuries. You know, so. Look, you know, the words, like, where does he go?
That was my next question. Where do you think he goes next?
I literally have no clue. Literally, you know, because you can't. The rumors and
the rumors, yes, there are a lot of rumors.
A lot of reports and rumors.
It's you guys. Y'all want to, he could go to, and you know, and I don't know what to believe, and I don't have any inside information, but wherever he goes, it's going to be massive story.
It is.
Yeah, and I love now that, you know, he's claiming Africa more, and he's, you know, and his brother's there. So I think a lot of Africans have really fallen in love with him. So that's exciting because you know, as when he came out in the draft, that irritated me. I'm like, he's about, and I kept saying to people, I'm like, he's about as Greek as I am Chinese. He's not Greek.
and finally, Michael, before we let you go, I would love to know, what other sports do you enjoy? Apart from basketball.
Personally.
Yes. What do you sit and watch and enjoy? Is it a football? Is it rugby? What else do you enjoy watching?
So I love golf. Okay, so
You play golf?
I play golf. Yeah, I play golf. I got a chance to play golf when I was young.
Yeah.
Not because my family had money, but it was like, my family worked at a factory, and the factory had a little golf course. So I got into golf early. I love golf. I love rugby, and I got into rugby because my youngest son is a rugby player, tight head prop out at RVA, and he really loves it, and so I had to study it, and and I'm around. I love football. I love I've gotten into the culture of football. I'm not a huge football fan, although I watch all big games, World Cup, big competitions, where I watch you guys go mad. Having lived in Africa so long, there's nothing like
it's a football continent.
It's like football is religion.
Yes.
So I love most sports. I'm a big boxing fan.
Yeah, boxing.
I love boxing. Yeah, I love boxing. But I love, I haven't got cricket. I haven't gotten into cricket. I love running. I love running, although I will never run.
You don't even do the morning runs?
But, one of my first times going to play golf here in Kenya, I get out on the Muthaiga. I get out on the golf course. We go very early in the morning. And, it's 3 of us. And so this guy comes, and he's like, hey, can I play through? We're like, yeah, no problem. You're by yourself. And he sits up, he hits. His caddy grabs the bag, and then he just takes off running. and then he gets to the next shot, and he hits, and he's
he
like,
gets off running again.
And he's like, yeah, I run, and I play. I was like, only in Kenya.
and Michael, maybe just before we get to your final thoughts,
yes.
let us just do some updates for sports updates, and then we'll get back to you with just the final thoughts as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, and of course we're back with Michael Finley, and we are trying just to finalize our conversation. I thought we have had a great conversation today. We have touched on everything, a bit of everything, and maybe now, Michael, you can share with us your final thoughts.
No, great. I think first of all, thank you for having me. I think Kenya is in a really cool position when it comes to basketball, and specifically on the women's side. Besides having who I believe will be a future superstar. What's great, I can't wait, is I'm from Georgia, and now she's in Atlanta. And I text her and I said, I said I came from Georgia to Kenya and helped you get from Kenya to Georgia. And she goes, yeah, it's like we were traded. And so I'm really excited for Kenya, in the women's space. I'm really excited for Kenya because the Thunder have really put Kenyan local basketball, put it front and center and brought a lot of attention to it. I want us to figure out ways to work together to take advantage of these moments, take advantage of all this momentum, and and turn basketball in Kenya into what it is around the world, which is an industry. It's an industry, right? It's where people have jobs in all these different areas you talk about, and a lot of people get rich, you know, and that has to be the case in a place where, you know, the most talent yes. exists,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Being Africa. But so I'm excited for that, for Kenya, and I'm really I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to basketball in Africa, and so yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it's great to reconnect. And yeah, let's pull for Medina as she gets ready to tip off her WNBA season.
Yes, fantastic. That is the best place to end. And of course, we've been talking with Michael Finley. He's the NBA Africa Kenya country lead. And that was just the best place we can. And I hope next time we call you again, you'll be able to come again and we continue the basketball conversation in the continent.
Just don't get mad at me for talking too much.
We loved
it. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Michael Finley.
Thanks so much.
SportyFM, Beyond Sport.